Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about my fitness journey. This is something that I get asked about quite a lot on Instagram, and I did write a blog post about it like, I don't know, maybe even a year ago now. But it's obviously something that people are always interested in because everybody wants to know sort of what you've been through, how you got to where you were. And I'd say that my story isn't one of those where somebody has like made massive amounts of weight loss. Like some transformations that I see are like, oh my god, but mine isn't like that. And sometimes I think people aren't as excited about your story because you've not lost masses of weight, and it's not like, oh my god, they lost 10 stone, because that's not me. But what I have done is I have developed really good eating habits, I have developed self-love, I have a healthy relationship with the gym and eating as well, and I have built muscle to recompose my body the way that it is now, basically. So growing up I was quite slender. I've always been quite small. I've got a small frame. I'm only 5'4", little push. So I've always been quite small growing up. And all my friends were around the same weight as me as well. I've never had like massive boobs or anything, and growing up I didn't have a massive bum either, or like big legs or anything. I was just like the straight up and down figure. And I think growing up there's a lot of pressure around the way that you look as well, like to look a certain way. Obviously there were some really curvy girls with big boobs, and that was in when I was at school. Like everybody was obsessed with big boobs, and now it's kind of turned tables and everybody's obsessed with big bums. I don't know what's next, like big hands. But yeah, growing up I was not into sport. Like obviously as a child I did swimming and I did gymnastics, and I love both of them, but I never carried them through to like teenage years. And I was that person who hated PE. Like I hate the cold for one, so that used to be awful, like getting changed in a freezing changing room and then having to go run around outside. I'm like, not for me. And I don't think they like helped to develop a love of sport either. It was more instilled in you that you had to do it because you were told to do it and it was on your timetable, not like, oh, this will benefit you in this way. Yeah, I was always quite slender. However, when I got to like, let's say 17, 18, when you're starting to like get into drinking, boys and things, I started to put on a little bit more weight. I think that I was quite insecure in my body. Obviously if you drink, then you're gonna add extra calories onto what you're already eating. So I wasn't really noticing that these were all like empty calories that were going in my body just because I was drinking. But obviously everyone's doing it as well, and you just don't think of it like that at the time anyway. I think that times have changed a lot now. Like I'm 26 and I don't feel like there's as much of a drinking culture with like younger kids. I'm not sure if that's just me, or like there's more like health awareness now than what there was when I was at school. Like we didn't have like Instagram and all these things. Oh my god, I sound really old. But yeah, we didn't have Instagram and access to the education that you can do now. Like you literally just can go on your phone and find out about like the effects that drinking has on your body, and yeah, it's not great. So I did put on a little bit of weight. I remember a girls' holiday to Ayia Napa, because that was like what everybody did when you were at school, go on like a big girls' or boys' holiday just before you were all going to university. And I remember like doing some crazy crash dieting. I remember my friend used to wrap herself in cling film before she went to bed because she thought that it'd help her lose weight. Wow. Yep. Have that boom bod. But yeah, there were like crazy things going about, and I remember like I used to do the fitness DVDs. It was literally, you didn't like exercise or go to the gym because it made you feel good, but you did it because you had a goal to get to. Like I had a holiday that I wanted to look good for, so I'd do like the fitness DVDs in the living room, or zumba for the Wii with a little shaker. I like tried to get in shape for that, and I was literally like eating probably like less than 1,000 calories, but drinking my body weight. And I remember like we hardly ate any food on that holiday because we just used to save our money to drink. It's so bad, sorry mum. But yeah, that's just the way it was. And such warped thinking, like I can't imagine like knowing what I know now and going back to being that person. I wasn't very secure in my body then. I had very low self-worth in myself. Like some of the things that I wore, no, I would not do that now. But I've learned a lot since then. And then I went off to university, and at university you have to cook for yourself and fend for yourself. Wow, yeah, I lived in halls, and I remember the first year we had like the craziest parties. I probably like lived off a diet of tequila and bean toasties. Nothing wrong with bean toasties. But yeah, I became like really small. I remember that I used to like eat like crazy, and then I'd not eat for a full day because I'd eaten so much. Like I had really bad views on like binge dieting then, and yeah, that was really not good for me. And obviously like when you're at uni, you've got all these people around you who are always like going out partying, and it's just the culture, isn't it? I don't know if it's the same now, but that's what it was like when I was there. So yeah, I became quite small, to be honest. And I wasn't doing any exercise. I remember my halls had a gym, and I was adamant that I wanted to go because it had a gym. Did I ever go in the gym? Once. I didn't know what to do in the gym. Like, yeah, this was me like 18, 19 years old. Not a clue what's going on in the gym, and yet there's like these 18-year-olds now who are powerlifting and stuff. I just think it's like, wow, times have changed. So after university I started a full-time teaching job, like went straight into it, and obviously had a really busy life, and it was a really hard point in my life as well. Like my nana died while I was in my first year. I had a really tough time, obviously being thrown straight into teaching, and yeah, the leaders at the school weren't very kind to me, let's just say. So I had an awful time there, and I wanted to do something for myself, like do a challenge for myself, sort of like to get that inner strength, I guess, and to prove something, like I can do something if I set my mind to it. And this was the Great North Run, which is a half marathon. I think it's the biggest half marathon in the world, actually. And I started training for that. So my dad has ran the London Marathon and done runs before. He's a really good runner, and he like helped me get into the training for that. And honestly, running is like one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. I couldn't even breathe. Like that was the hardest thing for me. And I think it's that mental strength as well, as like you just think in your head, I could stop now and just go home, or like go to the fish and chip shop. But actually, yeah, I'm gonna push through for the full 13 miles. But oh, it was so emotional. Like I did it for Alzheimer's, and it was just an amazing experience. I definitely recommend it to anybody, like just to challenge yourself as well. It's just an amazing, incredible feeling. So emotional. After that, I sort of got more into fitness, so I was running like quite a lot. I wasn't seeing any changes in my body shape, obviously. But I started like looking more into the foods that I was eating, obviously, because when you are running you need to be fueling your body properly, like giving yourself the carbohydrates to fuel your runs. And I just became more like knowledgeable on how to fuel your body properly. And And then I got into Kayla's Bikini Body Guide. So I started doing that at home because it's something like that you can easily be done, and the transformations for that are like, whoa, you know, like it's really branded about. And I guess it was the first kind of like home guide thing that I've ever really come across. So I started doing that, and oh my god, those workouts are so crazy. Like, I would not be doing that now, no chance. I was doing that to get ready for a holiday that I went on, so this was me on my holiday. So I did like lose quite a lot of fat. I think that I was very restrictive in my calories as well though, because if you look at the bikini body plans, they don't really allow you to eat a great deal, which is crazy when you're doing all that exercise, but that's for another video anyway. So a little while after this holiday I went to work on cruise ships. Now cruise ships are very much like university. You drink and live off crisps. Basically. Yeah, I wasn't really into fitness much on the ship, however I did do the Bikini Body Guide. Like, she'd have like an hour's break, so it was like 20 minutes I'd get in and just go into the gym and do that, because I literally had no idea like what the other weights did or anything. After I came back off ships, I like got more into Instagram. I was posting like more and more traveling pictures and bikini pictures and stuff like that, and then I started like following people like Grace Fit, and I actually bought her guide, and that was one of the things that kind of got me into weightlifting, like the whole Grace Fit community and everything. And I think that just having that plan to follow and picking up the weights in the gym and knowing what that I was meant to do with them really helped me. So that was kind of like the start of my weightlifting journey. Obviously I don't do the Grace Fit guides now, they really don't suit me anymore. I was like getting more and more into shape, posting more and more fitness things. My Instagram turned from laurasfitloves to laurasfitloves, based on more like fitness rather than the beauty and the fashion and the travel side. I got more and more questions from girls asking like, how did I get in shape, how did I get into the gym, and I just thought, you know what, I'm going to do my personal training course, and I did just that. I signed up for a course and I did it, and I learned so much about the body and weightlifting and how to fuel your body properly and energy stores. Like literally just set me up for my journey basically. So onwards from there I just got into weightlifting properly. I stopped using Grace's guides, I started writing my own, I started following my own plans. I understood that in order to build muscle you had to be feeding your body properly, you had to have enough calories. Muscle wouldn't be building with little calories, like I no longer had those newbie gains anymore, which you get when you just start the gym. So I had to like properly fuel my body, and I think over time I've just learned just how to recompose my body basically. I've turned from a very slim and like I always say like the slim fat, you know, like I was really unfit, and I basically turned myself into this person who has muscle, and I have a relationship now with the gym where I don't have to go for a week and I can still look the same, because I've built this muscle and I've retained this muscle that will be there now. And I really just have built so much self-love for my body that was never there before. Like, I could go into this so much more, but again, this is for another video. But yeah, everything's been such a big learning curve. Like, it literally doesn't happen overnight. I mean, that's what have I just spoke about, like 8 years of my life. It's literally a journey, and it will take time to build muscle, it will take time to get fit, it will take time to reach your goals, but if you have them in mind and you know what you want to do, then just go for it. Like, I remember the first time I got under a squat rack, Like literally the bar on my back was like, ah, it hurts. But I never wore a pad or anything, and I just got used to it. Like you do, don't you? Like, and obviously now I'm building up to higher weights, and it's amazing like the stuff that I'm capable of that I never even thought I would be able to do. But if you never do it, then you're never going to get into it. Like when people ask me how do I get into the gym, I'm like, just go in it, just go in there, have in your head what you want to do and just get in there, because making that first step will be the hardest thing you've ever done, but will also be the greatest. And I think that says a lot about my journey as well. But yeah, now I'm in a place where I coach other women into meeting their own goals as well, building themselves strong bodies and developing a love of the weight section just like I have, and that's just an amazing feeling. I literally have changed the way that I work out now. When I first started lifting weights, I used to do the bro split chest Mondays. Who trains chest? I train full body now, so basically I'll like do like 3 sessions a week some weeks, and I will hit every part of my body 3 times in a week. It's amazing, it's revolutionised the way that I train, and I've just developed a relationship with the gym where I just go and I love it. Like it's really good headspace for me. I go with my friend Jo sometimes, and she's amazing. Like she pushes me, I push her, and we just really have fun while we're at the gym as well. But I think developing a really good relationship with exercise and nutrition is the way forward. None of this boom bod stuff, none of this skinny coffee. It's not going to work, it's not sustainable. The only way to keep a sustainable healthy lifestyle is by developing those healthy habits with food and exercise that can be kept up. Like, I'm sorry, but 1,200 calories is not good for you, and you're never going to keep it up, so what's the point? Like, instead of thinking about exercise and diet as a diet for a holiday, think about it as a lifestyle. Like, build it around your everyday life. And it's nothing about being motivated, it's about discipline and creating like that routine. Once you've got that, like it's just habit. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know this might have been a bit of a long one, but I have a lot to say. I have quite a long journey. I'm not 20 years old, I've not been in the gym for 2 years. It's been a long journey. So I did have a lot to say on this, and it's quite important as well for everybody to know. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up if you do. If you want to ask me any questions or anything, right below, or you can get in touch with me at laurasfitloves on Instagram. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!